Caleb was a beautiful boy of 9. His eyes were clear, bright, and a bit pixie-like. He had golden brown skin from playing in the sun with his cousins at the seaside every evening. Caleb lived in Singapore, a tropical place near the equator. One day, as Caleb was playing by the sea, he saw a shiny object near him. It was a broken piece of mirror. Children would normally walk away from objects once they saw the object was not interesting to play with. Caleb was different. He knew that if he left the mirror in the sand, someone might get cut accidentally. Caleb's mummy had taught him that he should be mindful of others, and whenever he can, he should help those in need. So Caleb made up his mind to pick it up, wrap it up, and throw it away into a waste bin. Caleb picked up the mirror. He looked at it. The sun was shining brightly and reflected off the mirror. For a moment, the light was so bright, Caleb had to shut his eyes. When he opened his eyes again, Caleb could no longer see his cousins who had been playing alongside him just a moment ago. He called out their names.
Amy, Jonathan, David.
Only the sound of the waves answered his calls. There was no Amy, no Jonathan, and no little David. Caleb found he was still holding the broken mirror. He looked at it and turned it around. Some writing was on the back of the mirror. "This is a magic piece of glass. You can wish for anything, and it will come true." Caleb laughed. He thought it was funny that wishes could be made on broken mirrors that reflected his face and the clear blue sky. He said,
"This is so silly. Someone must have written these words to trick others."
But as he looked at the glass, he saw that the mirror had turned a rosy pink. His face in it grew brighter and lighter, as if a light shone from within Caleb. It seemed as though his body had become a lampshade shielding the brightness of the strong light bulb in the center of his body. The brightness came from a glowing flame inside him. He was amazed at how beautiful the flame looked. How did the flame get inside him? And why wasn't he hot?
"This mirror must be a trick mirror,"
he thought. How could he see inside himself? The mirror spoke. Caleb dropped it in surprise.
The mirror spoke.
What could be stranger? Caleb picked up the mirror and looked intently into it. The mirror said,
"You are Caleb. You are a very special child. I will give you one wish today. Caleb, I will give you one wish because when you saw me, you wanted to protect other children from stepping on me. You tried to discard me properly, unlike the many children who would have just walked past. Now, Caleb, wish."
Caleb was so surprised that he believed what he heard. It was not normal to believe something so extraordinary, but it was extraordinary for a mirror to speak. Caleb then thought very hard about what to wish for. He felt that the very best wish was to have the ability to create. In Sunday school, he had learned that God created the heavens and the earth in 7 days. He thought that if he could create, he could be like God. Caleb imagined all the wonderful things he could make with this power, if the wish was granted. The mirror turned dark green and said very solemnly,
"Caleb, do you know what you are asking for?"
Caleb was very surprised because he had not spoken a single word, and yet the mirror knew his thoughts. Caleb nodded his head. The mirror turned silver again and said to Caleb,
"So be it, Caleb. I will give you 3 opportunities to create anything you want to create. Use the opportunities wisely."
Caleb smiled. The mirror had changed back to become an ordinary piece of glass. It had also become silent. Caleb wrapped the mirror with his handkerchief to take it home. Mummy was not at home, so he could not tell her about the mirror. He kept the wrapped-up mirror in his pocket. He walked out to their home garden. Their garden was rather bland. Mummy never had the time for gardening, although she loved all kinds of flowers. If he could create a perfect garden for Mummy, she would be happy, he thought. He stretched out his hand and pointed to different parts of the garden. He said,
"Daisies, roses, geraniums, hyacinths, cyclamens, irises, oak tree, lilies, water pond, little ducklings, small wishing well, ivy fence, bluebells."
As Caleb's outstretched hand moved across the garden, he spoke the names of the plants he wanted to see. The garden began to transform, bit by bit, until it became one glorious place filled with vibrant color. Flowers nodded, and leaves swayed in the gentle breeze. You should have seen the garden. It was colorful and bright. Caleb smiled so widely that his eyes nearly disappeared. They became tiny slits on his pixie face. He was so happy because he knew that Mummy would be delighted with the beautiful garden he had created for her. Caleb then sat down. He thought hard. He had 2 more wishing opportunities. He must not waste them.
What should I create? What can I create to bring happiness to Mummy and me?
He asked. You see, Caleb really loved his mummy. He loved his mummy with all his heart. Not a single moment would pass each day without Caleb thinking of his mummy, and how hard she was working to pay all the bills to keep him in a good school. Caleb's daddy had passed away about 2 years earlier in an accident. Caleb talked to his daddy each night before falling asleep, asking him to bless Mummy and himself so they could have the strength to carry on without his help and presence. Caleb missed his daddy and would sometimes talk to his mummy about it, but he tried not to because he knew that Mummy missed Daddy many times more than he did. He remembered how Daddy and Mummy would hold hands and say prayers with him each night before bed. He remembered how Daddy would sometimes gently hold Mummy as she was washing the dinner plates, and how Daddy would whisper to her that he loved her. They thought he wasn't looking from the dining room, but he was peeking around the door. He was always very happy to see how much Mummy and Daddy loved each other, and how gentle they always were. He could never understand how the children at school described their parents as arguing and fighting all the time. He had never heard Mummy and Daddy argue over anything. When Daddy died, Caleb understood that he had become the little man of the house, and that he must take care of Mummy. He also understood that Mummy had to work twice as hard to ensure that he continued to receive everything he needed to grow up in a good home. He loved Mummy for all the love she showed him. She would continue to smile at the end of the day, even when she was so extremely tired. So now that he had been granted 3 opportunities to create, he wanted to create things that would bring Mummy happiness. No one deserved to be happy more than Mummy.
Maybe I can create a magical place for Mummy and me to go, where mummies don't need to work, and we can be together from morning to evening.
Then he realized that Mummy enjoyed her work, and that she liked learning new things at work, just like he enjoyed learning at school. So perhaps work wasn't really work for Mummy all the time, even though she had to work so hard.
Perhaps work is like play in some ways, if we enjoy what we do.
Caleb thought.
We just get tired of doing it sometimes. Maybe I can create another Caleb for Mummy, to help her do housework while I'm at school.
He thought. But somehow, he didn't think Mummy would want another Caleb. She always told him he was the most special Caleb to her. How could he remain the most special, which is probably what Mummy wanted, if there was another just like him? He didn't know if Mummy wanted a little girl like Amy. After all, shouldn't he ask her before creating another brother or sister to help out? What was Caleb to do? He couldn't think of what to create. When he thought of beautiful things, it seemed as if God had already created everything there was to create in this world. Flowers and trees, water and land, people and animals. And they were beautiful. Mummy had taught Caleb that even the ugliest looking flower often had the most beautifully shaped leaves, or the most fragrant scent. Perhaps Caleb could create another Earth, another planet where everyone was happier than they were on this one. A place where people wouldn't be mean to each other, but kind and understanding instead.
But why would people be happier on another planet if they can't be happy here on Earth? After all, we have a beautiful Earth. If we can't be happy here, how can we be happy anywhere else?
Caleb thought.
What do I need to create to make the other planet happier? What did God leave out on this planet that I must create on another?
Caleb thought very hard about this. He sat by the pond and stared at the pink water lilies bobbing their heads above the water. The mirror spoke.
Caleb, you need to create yourself.
Caleb took the mirror out from his pocket. The mirror continued, saying,
The only lasting way to happiness, Caleb, is for people to understand the power they have to create themselves daily. When God made the earth, He created everything, and then He created people. When He created people, He gave them free will. Do you know what free will is, Caleb?
Caleb nodded. He said,
That's the right we have to make up our own minds, and to do what we want with our lives.
The mirror said,
People were given free will to decide what to do with their lives. This is the power to create. Caleb, people have always had the power to create their own lives and their own happiness.
The mirror continued, saying,
The power to make decisions and to build your own life is like you deciding to get up early in the morning to build your own treehouse with Daddy's help. You could have decided to sleep in. You would not then have built the treehouse. Daddy was there to help and guide you. But you were the one who built it. That was a remarkable thing to do. And today, that treehouse reminds you of your daddy, right?
Caleb nodded. Yes, the treehouse reminded him of Daddy, and whenever he missed his daddy, he would go sit in the treehouse. He was so glad he had done what Daddy asked when Daddy was alive.
How do I create happiness for Mommy and me?
Caleb quietly asked.
The mirror said,
You start by loving your mummy. Whenever you're with her, make the effort to create moments of happiness. You obey her. You enjoy your time with her. You hug her when you think she needs to be hugged and loved. That is what you must do. These moments will become happy memories for your mummy.
You mean I shouldn't sulk or throw a tantrum with Mommy, and I should try to listen to her and eat my vegetables?
Caleb asked. The mirror laughed and replied,
Yes, Caleb.
Then Caleb said,
If I were to create happy moments with my friends, I would play ball. I would tell funny jokes. I would laugh with them. I wouldn't sulk when I couldn't catch the ball. I would not mind if I fell down and got my t-shirt dirty. I would learn to laugh at myself when things go wrong. I would share my cookies.
Yes. Do the things that bring happiness to you, your mummy, and your friends. Do the things that bring laughter and smiles to all of you. That is how you can create moments of happiness.
Caleb thought,
So God did give us what was necessary to be happy, after all.
The mirror shone brightly in a golden light that was almost white.
Yes, Caleb. Yes. God did give us the most important ingredient for happiness on earth. He gave us free will. But we don't know how to use our free will. That's the real problem behind people's unhappiness. When we know how to use our free will, we will be able to create happiness for ourselves daily.
Oh,
Said Caleb, feeling a little better as he began to understand.
so I never needed the 3 opportunities to create, did I?
No, people already have everything they need on earth to create beauty in their lives. God has already given people everything, if only they understood.
The mirror replied. Caleb smiled. He thanked the mirror. He had learned something important that day. He had discovered a secret to being happy, staying happy, and sharing that happiness with the people he loved, especially Mommy. The mirror shone very brightly, so brightly that Caleb had to close his eyes. When he reopened his eyes, he saw his cousins next to him.
Caleb,
Amy cried.
you fell asleep on the sand. It's time to go home now.
Caleb tried to tell his cousins about the mirror and his experience. Amy looked worried. Jonathan just cracked up, laughing at the idea of a magic mirror.
You were dreaming, Caleb.
Amy said with conviction. Jonathan continued laughing at the idea of a magic mirror.
Oh, Caleb, you believe it. I don't. Anyway, we are going home. It's getting late.
Amy said. They started to walk home. Home was nearby to the beach. When Caleb reached home, he saw the garden in front of his house full of beautiful plants and the wishing well. What was more, a dog was waiting for him. The dog looked like Spot the dog. He had always wished for a pet dog, and now, somehow, a pet dog appeared at his house, looking like it belonged to Caleb. Spot came up to Caleb and licked his face. The garden was truly beautiful, with flowers blooming. The roses, irises, geraniums, hyacinths, and cyclamens were all bobbing their heads in the evening breeze.
It was not a dream.
Caleb whispered. He felt something in his pocket. He reached in and took out the mirror. It shone in the evening sun. Caleb thought he could hear the mirror say to him,
No, it was not a dream, Caleb. It was magic. Just magic. Remember what you have learned.
Caleb smiled. He remembered he had the power to create happy moments and happy memories for Mommy, for himself, and for his friends. He was so happy that he ran into the house, shouting,
Mommy! Guess what, Mommy? I'm going to do my best to make you happy. I'm going to create happy moments for us. Mommy, I love you.
Mummy just held him tight and hugged him as she always had done. Mummy loved him. He was the best son anyone could have wished for. Like all children, Caleb was very special to his mummy. From then on, Caleb and his mummy continued to live happily. They loved each other, and they both did things to make the other happy on a daily basis. Caleb grew up and became a pediatrician. A pediatrician is a doctor who looks after children. Dr. Caleb cared for other children and listened to their dreams. He knew that all children had wishes for a happy world. He would sometimes show the children his magic mirror and relate the story of the mirror. This helped children under his care to be happy and not throw tantrums. Dr. Caleb knew that all children had the power to make good decisions, and with good decisions, they have learned the secret of finding lasting joy. It starts with how everyone uses God's gift of free will to all human beings. The end.